Ellen is a certified psychic, and she actually helped solve the Lord Zed disappearance. Lord Zed was a voice actor we know. The guy went on a bender drinking for 3 days. Nobody knew where he was. He went into what they call fugue. Was it a month? Wow. And she actually said, I got a feeling he's here at this bar. She walked into a bar, was it 6 a.m., 7 a.m.? It was early in the morning, right? And you found him there. And he had almost drunk himself to death. But anyway, so, I asked Richard, I said, now wait a second, Ellen's got ESP. What's it like, at that time of life where she has PMX and ESP?
Buddy, in times like that bitch knows everything.
I gotta be honest with you, Richard. Ellen has confided in me, sometimes it's not a bed of roses with you. She says, as much as she loves you, she thinks of you as like a wonderful habit. But sometimes she says it's a habit she'd like to kick with both feet. But last night, Richard, great lover that he is, he gave his wife 3 orgasms. But she kept spitting them out.
Michael, thank you so much for that fabulous introduction. And I want to thank you so much for allowing me to be here this time.
Why not?
Michael, I don't remember being there last time. I wasn't invited.
You wouldn't. Whose hand was it?
I think it was Richard's.
It may have been. He's had it there several times since.
I'm looking at all these guys up here, and I can't tell you how long we've all been dubbing together. Since the Dark Ages. But the truth of the matter is that none of us really started out wanting to be voice actors. It wasn't even a thought. We all had dreams. And yet here we are 30 years later, still making funny voices and still enjoying it. And you're still here enjoying it as well. Isn't that amazing? It's kind of like the poor man's Friars Club. Do any of you know what the Friars Club was?
Yeah. I have no idea.
Do any of you not know what the Friars Club was?
Yeah. I don't know.
We don't know.
I'm going to tell you what the Friars Club was.
Okay.
The Friars Club was where the very best of entertainers went to eat and drink and canoodle.
And have sex?
It's sort of like it. The Friars Club was actually the place where the roast originated. And they had Milton Berle and Sid Caesar and Joey Bishop and Al Jolson and Frank Sinatra and Jerry Lewis, and we have Richard Epcar, Ian Kramer and Mike Sorge, Mike Reynolds, Mike McConaughey, or Mike McConaughey as some people like to call him.
McConaughey.
And J.B. Blanc. And Leonard Nimoy. Oh no, I'm sorry, it's Jeff Nimoy. Oh, never mind, he couldn't make the roast. But they had roasts. We have Melba toast. But it's good, isn't it? I'm so excited. I'm glad we're all here together, roasting and toasting and having fun till forever, till death Do
Don't say that out loud.
some of us sooner than later?
We've already booked the date for you at Kramer's house.
Since I wasn't here, I have to have a little fun with all of you.
Why not?
Yeah.
Now you're talking.
Michael Sorich is here. Michael, oh my God, the stories I could tell. But this is a wedding, we've got limited time, don't we? But he is a relic, a one of a kind. If I can turn the page. He really is. Michael is an avid golfer. He's a runner. He's lost an amazing amount of weight. Mike is the kind of guy who does stand-up in an elevator when the audience is trapped. Mikey, I have to say, it's a new you. You lost weight, you got dressed up. What happened to the pepper pants? Did you give them to a homeless person?
They wouldn't wear them.
Mike's mother used to always say, what a fabulous lady. She used to go, darling, I love you, but you're full of shit. Was she talking about the time you took a dump on the 13th floor?
It was a 2-stroke penalty.
Watch out for the shit trap.
But Mike Sorich is the epitome of class and elegance, and he's Greek, which means he does everything from the backside first. Actually,
Yeah, he's Greek.
Actually, Sorich is quite famous for all of his characters and directing and his humor and his wit. Most notably is a play that was written about him called Much Ado About Nothing. Michael McConaughey.
Oh.
Yes. I love this guy so much. He is a stand-up guy. He and Melody, his feisty, fabulous lady. We go back forever. Well, to the Globe Theater with Melody. He's a stand-up guy and an amazing letter writer. As a matter of fact, some of you may not know this, but his Japanese Indian name is Ninja Who Writes a Lot. Michael McConaughey wanted, as a matter of fact, Michael McConaughey writes so many letters, he had to write a letter to Screen Actors Guild asking them if he could be here tonight.
Wow.
The answer is yes. Michael McConaughey wanted to be a classical actor.
Yes.
Some of you may not know this, but Michael also stunt doubles for Willie Nelson. Not that old. Yet.
Working on it.
And I love Steve Kramer.
I think he broke my leg.
Water.
We have insurance. Steve Kramer. We go back so many years. Steve and Mallory. We used to do showcases for casting directors. Steve is the lovable curmudgeon. He's the original Oscar in The Odd Couple. He's Oscar the Grouch. So why do they call you Steve? Words fail me. Steve, Richard always said, I'm polishing the car with Melora. And Melora always says, what does she say? Steve, I have to feed the animals. And speaking of animals, Melora is always feeding the animals at the house. She is the most beneficent, kind, generous woman. They have a dog and a cat, and then Melora feeds the deer. And her whole life revolves around the animals. When they first got married, Steve was uninvolved. He thought Meow Mix was a CD for cats. But now she has him trained. Steve, sit! Melora's not here. But why does she keep doing impressions of Joan Rivers? But I gotta hand it to Steve. Steve is a generous, loving, kind man. But Kramer is also a complainer. He stays home most days. It's gotten to the point that his back goes out more than he does.
Oh, man. That's a good one.
Don't steal. Mike Reynolds, oh my God, the fantasies you have.
Wait till you read my book.
But we go back, don't we? We go back to the trilobites, back to the ages before there were dinosaurs, back to prehistoric man.
Yeah.
Everyone imitates Mike Reynolds.
Yes.
And what you don't know about him is he's a very religious man. He's known for 2 words. Roasters, we all know it. On 3. 1, 2, 3.
Jesus Christ!
Mike has often complained, Jesus Christ, everyone is making a living off my voice but me. No. Mike, I did one of my first dubbing jobs with you back at Intersound Studios on Sunset. The Legend of Ping Ping, with Ralph Zucker dying in the back of somebody's car with a hooker. He was our director. Remember, I played a young panda bear called Ping Ping, who liked to eat eucalyptus in the forest. And Mike played the grandpa. When I was younger, he was still the grandpa. So Mike was old, even when I was younger. As a matter of fact, Mike Reynolds is so old that when he was asked to do the roast, he thought we were asking him if he wanted Melba toast. JB, you're so surprised. JB is such an elegant man, a man among men, a classically trained actor who knows his craft, who's come here all the way from England to roast Richard.
Or Hollywood.
Truthfully, some people have penis envy, but here in the States, we have English envy. But why? They talk funny. JB, by the way, what does JB stand for? Jib Jab?
Jelly bean.
Justin Bieber.
No.